Dr. Jaffe, we have a question on the sensitivities that come up on the LRA by ELISA testing. One, are these sensitivities lifelong? And how do you incorporate the rotating back of these foods that are shown as sensitivities, after the avoidance phase of 3 or 6 months as they come on the results?
Very important question. I think I can clarify it briefly. If you have moderate reactions, you should avoid them for at least 3 months. If you have strong reactions, you should avoid them for at least 6 months. Then when it's time to reintroduce, you do it in a very specific way. You eat the food in question 2 to 3 times over 1 week, with a 1 to 2 week period in between each item, because the symptoms might occur 1 or 2 weeks after exposure. So you eat the food 2 to 3 times over 1 week. You introduce only one food every 2 weeks. And if any symptoms reappear, discontinue that item and continue avoidance until tolerance is restored. Now, the good news, and there is good news here, the good news is these are not fixed. These are mostly acquired, and they are reversible. You can restore tolerance. You can reverse the reactivity. But typically, when you first retest after, say, 6 months, on the first retest, you probably will have lost some of the reactives because you have avoided them correctly. But you might have acquired some new reactions because your digestion was not perfect the day you started this program. So the first 6-month cycle is to prepare you for a higher level of health and well-being, using the second test after 6 months to look at what items now need to be avoided because you've acquired new reactions, but you can also celebrate that you can reintroduce safely many of the items that reacted the first time. So it's a little complex, but the good news is that you can restore tolerance, you can overcome reactions. They are not lifelong. You do not have to avoid forever, but you do have to avoid that specific item, that specific food or chemical, that specific toxin, that specific mold, for the period of time sufficient to restore tolerance. Usually for moderate reactions, that is 3 months, and for strong reactions, that is 6 months, but sometimes it's a little bit longer. So in just 3 to 6 months, you can retest. In just 3 to 6 months, you can reintroduce. The choice is yours.